Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing today? I hope you're feeling healthy and excited to learn. That's great to hear. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that's not only interesting but also incredibly useful for your future. Student, can you imagine that soon you'll be graduating from high school? Time flies, doesn't it? So, what are your dreams after you graduate? Does anyone want to go straight into the workforce? Raise your hand if you already have a dream job in mind. That's wonderful. Some of you want to be a graphic designer, others want to be a marketing professional at a big company, and some might even want to start their own business. Whatever your choice, whether you want to work or continue your education, there's one important skill that will be incredibly useful. It's the ability to sell yourselves. What do I mean by that? I mean, how you can convince others that you have the quality they need, that you have the right skills, and that you are the perfect person for a specific position. One of the most formal and effective ways to show a company your quality is through a letter. In English, this letter is called a job application letter. It's not just a simple piece of writing, it's your first bridge to your dream job. Today, we are going to learn how to write one so you're ready to compete in the professional world. So, everyone, our learning goal for today is very clear. By the end of this lesson, you should all be able to identify the function and basic structure of a job application letter. So, you will know what essential part of a good job application letter myself, from the opening greeting to the closing. So, when you eventually write your own application letter, you'll know exactly what to write and where to put it. Okay, let's start the material. There's some material I will discuss for today. There are what is job application letter and what function of it, and then structure of job application letter, and last is example. I will give you example of job application letter. So, what is a job application letter? A job application letter, also known as a cover letter, is a formal document sent to a potential employer to express your interest in a specific job opening. It serves as your introduction and a way to highlight your most relevant skill, experience, and qualification that make you a strong candidate for the position. A well-written cover letter complements your resume by telling the employer why you are a good fit for the company and encouraging them to read your resume and schedule an interview with you. So, what the function of job application letter? First, making a strong first impression. The letter acts as your first handshake with a hiring manager. It demonstrates your professionalism, attention to detail, and your ability to communicate effectively in writing, all of which are highly valued in any workplace. And then connecting your qualification to their needs. Unlike a resume, which is a list of facts, the letter allows you to tell a narrative. It's your opportunity to specifically explain how your skill and experiences directly relate to the job description and the company requirements. And then showing your enthusiasm and motivation. A well-crafted letter shows that you've done your research and are genuinely interested in the company and the role. This can set you apart from the other applicant who may have only sent a generic mass-produced application. And last is encouraging them to read your resume. The letter serves as an effective introduction that piques the employer interest. If it's if it's written well, it will make them want to learn more about you by carefully reviewing your resume and considering you for an interview. So I will explain the structure of a job application letter. First, you have a contact information and date. The section is at the very top of the letter. You first list your own contact information, followed by the date, and then the employer's contact information. Your contact information is your full name, address, phone number, and email, and the date is you are writing the letter. Employer contact information is the name and the title of the hiring manager, if you know it, the company name, and the company address. For example, August 7, 2025, Siti Rahmawati, Jalan Mawar Indah, number 45, Bandung, Jawa Barat, and its postcode, and then followed by phone number and your email. And then you need to write the name and the title of hiring manager. And the example is Mr. Anton Wijaya, Human Resource Manager from PT Cipta Kreasi, Jalan Merdeka, number 10, Bandung, Jawa Barat, and then following by postcode. And the second one is salutation. This is the greeting that opens your letter. It should be formal and address a specific person if possible. For example, Dear Mr. Smith or Dear Human Resource Manager. And, and next, opening paragraph. This is your introduction. It should be concise, and immediately state the purpose of your letter. Content state the specific job title you are applying for and where you saw the job advertisement. For example, on a company website, a job board, or a specific newspaper. For example, I'm ready to apply for the position of graphic designer, which I saw advertised on the company website on August 5, 2025. And then we have body paragraphs. This paragraph from the core of your letter. They are where you sell yourself by explaining why you are the ideal candidate. In body paragraph, you need to connect your skill, experience, and qualification to the requirement list in the job description. Highlight key achievements and responsibilities from previous roles that are most relevant to the position you are applying for. For example, as a recent graduate with a degree in visual communication design and over 2 years of freelance experience, I have developed strong skills in Adobe Creative Suite, especially Photoshop and Illustrator. In my previous project, I successfully created several brand identities that resulted in a 20% increase in customer engagement. I'm confident that my creative abilities and passion for visual storytelling will be a great asset to your dream. Yeah, that's a sample for selling yourself. And then the last is closing paragraph. This is your concluding statement. It wraps up your letter and set the stage for the next step. The content is reiterate your strong interest in the position and the company, state your hope for an interview and your availability. Thank the employer for their time and consideration. For example, thank you for your time and consideration. I'm available for an interview at your earliest convenience and can be reached by phone or email. I look forward to hearing from you soon. And we have closing and signature. This final section is where you formally end the letter. Closing salutation is a formal closing phrase like sincerely or your faithfully. Signature your handwritten signature if it's a printed letter, followed by your type full name. For example, sincerely at or your faithfully signature and then your name, Siti Rahmawati for the example. Okay, and I will show you. Now I show you the example of job application letter. At the top, we have sender address Rian Pranowo, Jalan Menteng S32A, Bogor 16132, and then followed by the date 18 August 2015. And then you need to write the company address, Mr. Suharno, Human Resource Manager, and PT Langit Angkasa, Jalan Bumi Asih 556 Bandung, and followed by postcode. And then write the salutation, Dear Mr. Suharno, followed by opening paragraph. I would like to apply for the book editor position. Blah 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 blah. And the body is the core of your letter. The opportunity presented in this listing is very interesting. I believe that my blah blah blah. You can read it by yourself. And then at the end you need to write a closing paragraph. Please give me application strong consideration. I look forward blah 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 blah. And then closing with your handwritten signature. Alright everyone, we've reached the end of our lesson. Now let's quickly review the key point we covered today. Who can help me list the main part that a job application letter must have? What are they? Okay, you. Okay, good. Excellent. You have grasped the important points. Now I want to ask you something. How do you feel after learning this material? Do you feel more prepared to write a job application letter in the future? Raise your hand if you feel more ready. Yes, Inasya? Good. Wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you all so much for your active participation today. You were all fantastic. For homework, please continue working on the mind map you started earlier. Make sure you find one interesting job, a first statement, and then create an outline of ideas for each paragraph of your letter. For instance, think about what you will write in a founding paragraph. Then in the body paragraph, highlight what relevant experience or skill you have. Remember to do this carefully and bring your work to our next meeting so we can discuss it. Don't forget to bring it with you, okay? Okay, I'll see you all in our next session. Have a great day.